Those against, kindly say no. I think the ayes have it.
Public business, government business, motion.
I recognize the leader of government business.
Madam President, I move that whereas Standing Order 26 of the House of Representatives provide for a motion to be moved with the permission of Madam Speaker, and whereas the people of this great nation deserve a better Belize, deserve good governance, and deserve to once again live in a truly democratic nation where the rule of law is of paramount importance, and whereas all 26 duly elected members of the House of Representatives on the government side had covenanted to 1, work ceaselessly to achieve the goals set out in the Planned Belize Manifesto of the People's United Party. 2, above all, remain faithful to the motto of the PUP, serve the people, and not to use their offices for personal gain. At all times, faithfully uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Belize. To unreservedly support plans and policies of a PUP government and promote social justice, economic and environmental justice. Ensure that all workers receive fair pay for their work and to implement a livable minimum wage of $5 per hour. Work to eliminate economic and social privilege and disparity among Belizeans and to protect the right of all to life, liberty, access to affordable education, universal health care, land and housing, and the right to live in peaceful communities. To protect the identity, dignity, and social and cultural values of Belizeans, including indigenous peoples, to actively promote sustainable development in Belize, and to protect our natural and built environment, to insist on good and transparent governance, and to hold accountable those who betray the public good, to defend Belize's territorial integrity, and to protect Belize's interests in international fora. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this Honorable House will, 1, pass legislation to empower the Integrity Commission by appointing professional personnel on the Commission, modify its membership, and provide adequate funding for the Commission to fulfill its important legal, auditing, and investigative functions. Implement measures to ensure that the 3 branches of government, that is, the executive, legislative, and the judiciary, function as truly complementary but independent branches as envisaged in the Constitution, establish sound systems and good practices for recruitment of judges, magistrates, and officers of the court with security of tenure, ensure that there is increase in the budget for the judiciary to ensure that the judiciary is able to ensure that persons accused and parties in civil matters are given a fair trial within a reasonable period of time as mandated by the Constitution. Take measures to reduce discretionary ministerial powers in order to increase administrative efficiency and eliminate, where possible, political intervention. Implement a national budget planning, implementing, and monitoring system to guarantee transparency of the budget by engaging civil society, local governments, and electoral divisions in the budget process, and to ensure efficient use of the national resources in the designated programs. To facilitate the implementation of a government procurement process through an e-marketplace for the government, statutory bodies, and state-owned organizations based on best models used by countries in the region, and ensure that the procurement of supplies, works, and services must abide by strict rules in order to ensure fairness, competition, and transparency. These rules will ensure that suitably qualified suppliers or contractors are chosen without bias, and that the best price-quality ratio and the best price is obtained with the full transparency appropriate to the use of public funds. The Office of Contractor General will be strengthened by the enactment of the Public Contracts Commission to ensure full compliance with established rules and procedures in each step of the process, from the call for tenders and proposals, publications, and all procedures for establishing shortlists, evaluation, and award and signing of contracts. Reconstitute the Public Accounts Committee with effective participation of social partners in the Senate so as to ensure its proper role in overseeing the sound, prudent management of public revenues and expenditures, strengthen the capacity, allocate appropriate resources, and ensure the proper functioning of the Auditor General, to conduct financial and value for money audits for public cost centers and accounts right after the conclusion of every financial year, and enable and operationalize effective internal auditing systems throughout all departments of government, ensure that all hearings of the Public Accounts Committee and parliamentary standing committees are public so as to ensure true transparency and accountability, to ensure that we have fair and effective representation and participation. We shall provide for the independence of the Elections and Boundaries Commission to be free from political interference. Its chairman is to be appointed in a similar fashion as the Director of Public Prosecutions and the Auditor General, so that the Commission can be autonomous and free from government control, implement the Constituency Development Fund to enable elected representatives to be proactive in supporting grassroots development initiatives in the country, importantly to amend the Constitution to provide a fixed date for elections and to introduce campaign financing legislation. Reform and modernize the public service by taking steps to restore the autonomy of the public service, prevent micromanagement by political directorate, to enhance customer orientation and quality service delivery, and to provide innovative solutions to complex challenges of the day. Assist the Public Services Commission to re-establish integrity and impartiality in recruiting, training, evaluating, and disciplining processes. Revert to appointing permanent secretaries, that is, using senior career public officers as accounting officers of all ministries. Public officers will be made to do their job without fear or favor. Punishment will be swift for incompetence and/or corruption, and penalties will be increased for acts of corruption and public authority abuses. Introduce legislation with measures to protect whistleblowers and witnesses involved in corruption cases. We will implement e-governance where possible to increase efficiency in service and transparency. Madam President, very briefly, the purpose of this motion is to signal to this Honorable Senate and to the public at large the commitment of the People's United Party government under the leadership of the Honorable John Bersenio, Prime Minister, to renew and deepen our commitment to good governance, transparency, and accountability. What this resolution does is to identify and telegraph those measures which the government will be bringing to the National Assembly, initially in the House of Representatives and then to the Senate. It, to us, heralds a new day in accountability and transparency, and we hope that it will enjoy the support of this Honorable Senate.
I recognize Senator Michael Perfy.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, as I saw the motion, the first question that came to my mind is why? Why is this even necessary? We know what the PUP campaign done. We know what the PUP won its victory on. We know what they said they would do. So what the Belizean public wants them to do is to do what they said they would do. It reminds me of, I don't know if it's, you were taught to write an essay, say what you're going to say, then say what you just said. But this also reminds me of the saying that goes, stop your coming and come. Don't say what you're going to do, do it. You're bringing a motion essentially saying we're going to promote world peace. Well, who's going to disagree with that? But the devil is in the details, Madam President. We don't want you to say you're going to bring, for example, a minimum wage rate of $5. Bring the bill. Do it. We don't want you to say you're going to reconstitute the Public Accounts Committee. Do it. It's not like this is an issue that is old at all for the PUP. The past chairman of the committee, who is now a minister of government, had great ideas as to how you could reform the PAC. You're in government now. Reform it like you wanted it reformed when you were in opposition. The current member for Cayo South used to push for the majority of the members of that committee to be non-government, to come from the opposition and the social partners. That's what he was crying for when he was in opposition. So now that you're in government, do it. And Madam President, there are a couple issues with the motion. And we know that the government is still finding its legs. At times it seems as if though they're feeling their way. But there are certain things that are just inexcusable right away. You look at number one. Number one says work ceaselessly to achieve the goals set out in the plan release manifesto of the People's United Party. The campaign is over, man. The campaign is over. Do it. Do what's in the manifesto. Don't work ceaselessly to achieve it. Do it. You look at number 5 of the Prime Minister.